This remote island found in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean is often called Cristiano Ronaldo's Island. But why is it called that, I hear you ask? Well, it's because this is where Ronaldo was born and began his football career. The island also gets the nickname of the Hawaii of Europe. So, me and my friend thought it would be a fun challenge to see if we could hike across the entire length of it. Now, this turned out to be a terrible, terrible idea, but also a wild adventure, so I hope you enjoy. Hey boy! We're gonna have a great time, as you can see. We're just ready for the adventure ahead. Reunited with the bags. So we had landed in Madeira, and now our goal was to reach the starting line of our hike. But before we could do that, we needed to get some supplies. So we grabbed a taxi and headed into this town, just 8 kilometers from our starting point.
So we've just picked up all of our groceries and supplies. It's going to last us for the next 3 days. We've got pasta, fruit, tuna, canned beans.
And now, with our bags feeling significantly more heavy, we began the 8-kilometer hike to reach the starting line of what would be our adventure across Madeira. This place is dramatic and just insanely stunning. Stunning is the new word I've made up.
That's a great description.
Our goal right now is just to get to the end of this peninsula before it gets dark, set up camp, and then start properly tomorrow on making our way across Madeira. We have found what seems to be a designated area to camp. It's very random. We just came down the hill and there's this little cornered off area with a bunch of tents, so we're gonna do what they do. Monkey see, monkey do. We set up for the night. It's a little cramped, but it'll definitely do. Now we're gonna go for a wild swim.
So we brought a stove, forgot to get gas. So cold noodles is on the menu tonight.
Check this cold water, some crunchy noodles.
You know it's sad whenever the noodles don't even absorb the water.
We are officially at the start of our adventure. Day 1 was just getting to the starting line, but here with the sunrise at the edge of Madeira.
This is the start of the hike. Now we go west.
So our hike across Madeira had begun, and we had some serious ground to cover. But before we headed into the mountains, we first headed into a local cafe for a rather large lunch. Oh, I'm in heaven.
It's good, isn't it?
It was just the greatest day of my life.
Worth every step.
And now, with our stomachs extremely full, we made our trek up into the mountains. We'd be leaving civilization behind and embarking on one of the most tough and dangerous sections of hiking on the island. So as you can probably tell from my sweat-destroyed face, there was a secret other summit. We thought the highest peak was what we passed. Turns out there's one, probably about double the height. It's a glorious surprise, really, but we're trekking through it. Taking a much needed break. Getting some much needed sugar in us. How you find the hike today, mate?
Incredibly tough. Must say it's just been a case of false summit after false summit after false summit. We keep thinking we're making some progress, which we are. And then we get to this valley where we oversee another 2 mountains that we need to scale today.
Oh. Wow. My inner fat boy is coming out.
That is so deserved.
Oh, boss. Snack like this, a good sugar boost is just what the doctor ordered. Well, actually, the doctor would never order this. Running high on sugar, we kept pushing forward, with the goal of reaching a not too far away town before it got dark. But time was not on our side, and we still had the most dangerous part of the trail to cross. So we have continued to follow the trail. It is hugging the sides of the cliffs, so the good thing about that is not as much ups and downs. It's been very straight. The nervous thing is that we've looked forward and a part of the trail just looks completely exposed with a pure drop off right beside on a thin trail. So we're just walking forward and really hoping that it's not going to be too thick or too thin, because it looks like this trail can get really gnarly up ahead. The trail turned out to be not too bad, and so we were able to continue onwards towards the town. But having hiked for over 12 hours now, we were really starting to feel it.
We are exhausted. This is it. We have went from the eastern point and we've set the goal of reaching this little town, which we are just about to approach. Josh, how are you feeling, bro?
Honestly, I'm so glad of the distance we've done today, but getting this last sort of kilometer and a bit, it's been like using every bit of energy So we finally made it into the town and celebrated with a big warm dinner before setting up camp by some ruins just outside the town, ready for the next day of hiking. Good morning, everyone. We're heading up behind us where you can see for the first time the mountains we're going to be scaling, and these things just look insane.
We're not going near them mountains though, aren't we not?
That's where we're heading today. Yeah.
That's where we're going.
So we've just stopped. We're about to go into the mountains, but just before we head in, we've stopped for some food. We're just going to fuel up, hike through this valley, and head up into the Big Boy Mountains. We climbed maybe 300 meters, just like steps all the way. It was crazy, but good thing is we're both just feeling great. It hasn't affected us. We're just ready and raring to keep going up to almost 2,000 meters today, you know. We're just ready for that, and we're really pumped and full of energy. We've had some issues just trying to find the trail. We found one trail and the guy told us it's overgrown and you can't use it. We think we found another trail, but we're not really sure. So it's been a lot of wiggling slowly up the mountain trying to just find a way to get over it. So this is the trail. It's like the thing that says we've got a hiking trail. You can see the steps, and it has just eroded away. There's just a non-existing trail anymore. And this is when the hike really took a turn for the worse. It had been a long day of steep climbing, but we still had so much further to go, and we were completely exhausted.
Dinner tonight is going to be, Jesus, we're so tired I can't even speak. Black beans.
Let's just see,
and tomato sauce.
We have nothing to cook it with, so we're having all this just completely cold. Just adding the final piece of de resistance, which is the tuna.
Fuck, that looks so...
I got a fun fact for you about me, is I hate tuna, so I'm really excited to munch this down. I just blew it. I just blew it as though it was going to be too hot. My brain's gone.
I'll make sure and blow it.
We are at over 1,000 meters now, and today we're going to be hiking up to the peaks of the mountains onto this ridiculous looking trail, which is basically the reason we've come to Madeira. Right now the conditions seem perfect, but we're just rushing up to the top because anything can change fast in a mountain. It's been a couple of hours and we're trudging up this mountain. I think this is the steepest trail we've climbed. The views were incredible, however we still hadn't reached the summit yet. We had quite the hike left to do, but before we continued on, we stopped at this mountain cafe to absolutely gorge on some food. Do you think we over-ordered, mate?
Definitely not.
This is the greatest day of my life, entirely and completely. Fuck up. With our stomachs now full and our brains happy, we continued on our trek. The trail we were following was a crazy one, snaking up and down through the dramatic mountain range. It also included the highest summit of the island, so it was filled with beautiful views, but it was a tough hike. As you can see behind us, we reached the top, 1,800 meters. We're at that stage in the day where we got nothing left, nothing. Legs battered, feet battered, just pain of each step, but
What we have right now is this little drop of adrenaline that's got into us of food. Food closes in 30 minutes.
yeah, there's a cafe up ahead, closes in 30.
Road.
And we're just
And honestly,
exiting
that eye
the trail. And we're so close to this cafe. It's on this road and we're coming off the trail now.
I checked Google Maps 30 minutes ago. It's like cafe closes in 60 minutes. We were just like, go!
Hello.
Hiya, mate.
We're done.
Yeah, we got coconut cake, tons of mainly junk food, but I'm honest, I'm so happy. Honestly, I could cry. I don't know why, but I just didn't think we would get any food, so I'm gonna kind of stop talking, just munch into this now. But
Okay.
well done, mate, for what a push.
Fuck.
What
That
a
was the most difficult day I think we'll have. My legs are shaking. Like I'm standing still and they're just vibrating.
This is the medicine for that, some good coconut cake. Good morning, everyone. It is day 5 of hiking across Madeira. The mornings, it's always tough to get out of the bed. Now the body is, it does a little bit of a scream when you wake up and realize you have to go hiking again, but then once you get out of the tent, it gets exciting. And we've got a big day ahead of us. We've got a massive climb that we're going for, but before we go and do that, we're gonna go fuel up at a nearby cafe. That morning we found ourselves in a beautiful village at the base of a deep valley. Surrounded by huge towering mountains, it was quite intimidating knowing we would soon be trekking up one of them. But as we made our way to the trailhead, we found something truly wonderful. Going for a quick little swim in in this water system.
So we've just went for a little dunk in this like a water canal system and it has completely changed the day. Full of energy, picked the spirits up. We finally feel cleansed and washed in some sense. Time now to clean up and tackle the rest of this mountain. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. We hadn't done any washing in a good couple of days, so we were grimy and grubby, jumping into that cold water, just like you said. Full 180 on the day, just excited to go. Woo! We have made it to the plateau, mate. Well done.
Well done.
Oh, 1,300 meters of elevation through just a constant up, and we've done it in a couple of hours. Well, more than a couple hours, but mate, that was brutal. Well done.
Brutal. Start to finish. Just relentless on the calves,
Yeah.
thighs. We have a sandwich in the back that we're going to tuck into. Rest up, get some food, and then just go straight in, go straight for it.
Yeah.
We've got like another two-ish hours to go.
The night sleep we just had was nightmarish.
Sorry, you said sleep, you said night sleep.
Yeah, sorry, lack of sleep. We just
Sorry,
didn't
the night
get.
we had, there was no sleep, it was just
Yeah.
cold. Bitterly cold.
It was a rough morning to say the least. The last 5 days of intense hiking had really beaten up our bodies, and today was going to be no different. It was a storm rolling in fast and the terrain was going to be tough. But on the plus side, we did get to meet a cute bird and got to see this incredible waterfall. And as we continued hiking, we even found a pool perfect for a quick swim.
After our beautiful little dip, we had to climb back out of this valley with the thunderstorm right on top of us.
Certainly pushing ourselves to our limits and beyond.
Hear the road!
Hey!
There's the road close. Let's go.
We've been pushing for this road for what feels like forever, up a non-stop upward trajectory, so to hear that, it's like to hear the dinner bells ring. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, boy! Woo! Hey, fuck it out. Oh, bloody hell, at the road. Move, look at that car. Oh, hello. Bye bye. Oh, it's a road. It's not stairs, it's a road. That makes me really happy. We're gonna take a quick moment to try and book like a hostel or something in the nearest town. Still 20 kilometers and we're halfway through the day. So although this is a victory, it is merely winning a battle in what will still be a warish day. We finally have made it to our accommodation. We're dead. We're so dead and in so much pain. Oh wow.
Wow.
This is amazing.
This is like a 5-star luxury resort for us right now.
This is us. This is base camp for the day. That final push took everything. Absolutely. Legs are on fire, feet are killing me.
Oh, that's maybe one of the hardest things I've done in a long time. Whew, that was a push. Ah, that is Josh. It's just collapsed walking through the door. Oh, my feet.
Good morning everyone, and what a wonderful morning it is. We are now heading out from our Airbnb down this valley and doing the final 4 or 5k of our trip across Madeira, which is crazy to say. I was filled with a strange mix of happiness and sadness. Happy to have completed a tough challenge, but sad for it all to be over. Honestly, the finish line of these adventures are always a bit underwhelming. I guess it proves that cheesy line right. It's about the journey, not the destination. And what a journey it had been. Unfortunately, we didn't see Ronaldo, but boy did we see his island. From the wave-battered coastline to the rugged mountain tops. It had been brutal but epic. So thank you Madeira for allowing us to have such a great adventure.